Hi, guys. How are you? I hope you all had a great holiday. I know I sure did. Um, didn't do much, of course, because we can't, but still was nice to have some time with family. So, what we're going to start working on today is we're going to practice and play around with just pencils to show you that you don't need any fancy type of art supplies to do art. You can just use pencils and a regular notebook. I'm asking that all of you get just a plain, regular school notebook like this. Um, and this is what we're going to be using a lot the rest of the year, especially if you are virtual. Um, I'm hearing, from kids at both schools, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. Um, but you all, I know, have a pencil, and I know you all have either a notebook or loose leaf paper. And that's what we're going to start using. If you don't have a regular notebook, but you have loose leaf paper, keep all your art supplies, all your papers in either a folder or a 3-ring binder. But I know that you can get a notebook at Walmart for maybe 25 cents a piece. Some places, maybe 75 cents or $1. So I would like you all to get your own notebook that will be strictly for art. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, I gave you some handouts. I don't know how well they're going to show up here on my paper. Let me turn off one light and let's see how that works. That's still, we'll see how this works for a little while. So, as I said, we're just using pencils and just regular writing paper, nothing fancy. So here's the first handout you have, and it's called Type of Pencils. And we're going to have a scavenger hunt. And what I would like you to do is go around either your bedroom or your house, whatever, and I want you to see how many pencils you can find. And when you've got them all counted up, I would like you to write them in this box. Now, if you don't have a printer and you do have your notebook, I've kind of here have my notebook that I'm using. And I went around and I went to see how many pencils I could find in my house. And I made a frame here. And I said I had too many to count because I have a ton of pencils. I have sets of drawing pencils like this. I have loose pencils like these. I have all my colored pencils and mechanical pencils and everything else. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to go around and see how many pencils you can find, write it down, and then in the boxes down here, I want you to draw each pencil, pick 6, and draw them in the boxes below. Draw them like that. And if you notice up close to your eraser, you're going to see a number. Okay? I don't think you can tell here. There we go. And this is a 5H. So I want you to write the numbers on the lines down here. So on my notebook, this is how I did mine. Okay, so I drew pictures of my 6 pencils, and I drew them in my drawings. So if I was doing it in the boxes, I would write what they are down here at the bottom. Now, this Great Clips, That's either going to be an H, that's an HB, or a number 2. HB and number 2 are the same. So this is a 5H. This is a colored pencil, so I'm assuming that they're going to be HB. And then here's another number 2 or HB. Okay, so go ahead and do that, and I'm going to give you time. Okay, now that you have drawn and labeled each of your pencils, I'm trying to get this. There we go. Now that you've drawn and labeled all of your pencils, now we're going to play with them. So on your next page, either in your notebook or if you printed off these, we're going to see which the leads can do. So using the pencils that you found, pick 3 or a minimum of 3. And what you're going to do is you're going to write the type of lead. So this is what I did. I wrote the type of lead. So this is a 2HB, number 2 lead or an HB. So let's see, where is that pencil? This is your normal regular school pencil. Okay. It's a standard drawing pencil. It's in the middle. And this is what we use on our standardized tests and everything. So my other pencil was a Royal 3B, and then the Royal 5H, and then my Ticonderoga number 2 pencil or HB. And then I went ahead and did a mechanical pencil also. So I want you to do 2 things in each of your boxes. The first thing I want you to do is just kind of draw some lines, some scribbling. See, and then some shading. You know, when we shade, we're laying it down and using the side of our lead. So I want you to do that with each of your pencils. And after you've done that, I want you to take the eraser that comes with the pencil. Okay. Now, a couple of these do not have, my Royal pencils, they do not have erasers. So if you have a pencil with a pink eraser and a pencil with a white eraser, I want you to try using both of those. So I erased a little bit of my scribbling. And there's some of my shading. So I did that here. So I've done that on all of them. Let's see. I'm going to use okay. So we've done this. So I want you to look at your experiment here, and I want you to answer the questions here down on the bottom. And it says, which lead type shades the best? And then which lead type erases the best? So let's talk a little bit about these letters and numbers and all that. So the H, let me see, where's my H? Here's an H. This is a 5H, and that's this pencil right here. So the H stands for hardness, or how hard it is, how soft your pencil lead is. And a B is how black it is. So it's kind of cool that I have the 3B and the 5B right next to each other. So you can see that this 5B draws really light, and really those lines are really thin. But my 3B is darker, and when I draw a line, darker line and thicker. Okay, so a 4H pencil, if you have a 4H, is going to be harder than a 2H. So 4B will be softer than a 2B. It's almost, if you look at the scale or you try to make one, so HB would be in the center. HB in the center then. And then you go with your H's this way. And then okay, so this is a 3B. And if let's see, you can see the difference. Let's see what's, that's a HB, so that's the one in the middle. And you're also going to find out that even the same, HB, I've got two HBs here, they're even different. Okay, so here's the deal. The harder pencils, they stay sharp longer. And the problem is with your harder pencils, the H pencils, if you press hard, you're going to get grooves in your paper. And then that's really hard to cover up, and it leads to an unevenness or inconsistencies in your work. So you use these pencils differently. The H pencils, like this 5H, I would probably use that to start sketching and then go in with my harder pencils to start filling in, going a little bit darker, doing some of my shading and things like that. Okay, so the next step, we got to move along here. The next step, I want you to go and find 10 items that have interesting shape or lines. And these things can be like shoes, cups, food, clothing, toys, whatever. I want you to list them here. And then I want you to pick your favorite, and I want you to draw a detailed picture of that item. And I want you to use several different pencils, and think about that. Think about shading, look at the light and everything else. Okay? So I can't wait to see what you've done, and I will see you later. Bye.